Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. Today's winner will move on to the Final Four this season in our academic competition. Our gameplay continues virtually. Our competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. Joining us today remotely, our teams are the Patriots of First Colonial High School, coached by Carl Nockey. First Colonial High School is part of the Virginia Beach City Public School District. The school is fully accredited and home to the Legal Studies Academy. Also with us remotely today, the Blue Devils of Fork Union Military Academy, coached by Dr. Alex Welch. With students from 7th through 12th grade, Fork Union Military Academy is a private, all-male college preparatory military boarding school in Fluvanna County. Founded in 1898, Fork Union is considered one of the premier military boarding academies in the United States. So good to have all these students here with us today remotely, and because we can't all be together, here's how the gameplay has changed. We will have toss-up rounds, but questions will be directed to each team. Students wishing to answer will raise their hand and wait for me to call on them. There will be no point deductions for an incorrect answer. All right, teams, let's get underway with the first toss-up round. Our questions going alternating between teams. We will start with our team from First Colonial. Here's your first question. The only Democrat elected president between 1860 and 1908, he lost to Benjamin Harrison in 1888, then beat him in 1892. Name the only U.S. president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. Justice.
Grover Cleveland?
That is correct. Fork Union, it may have a positive slope where the phenomenon of conspicuous consumption occurs, but its usual negative slope shows that consumers will substitute or abstain as a good's price rises. Name this economic curve showing the quantity consumers will buy at each price.
The equilibrium price.
Jackson? Okay, it would be the demand curve. First Colonial, her first novel features the Breedlove family, and another follows Setha as she flees slavery. Name the author of The Bluest Eye and Beloved. Anderson.
Toni Morrison.
That is correct, Toni Morrison. Fork Union, what is the nickname of Manfred von Richthofen, a German World War I ace fighter pilot who was shot down and killed during the Battle of Somme, April 21st, 1918? Jackson.
That would be the Red Baron.
That would be the Red Baron. Good job. First Colonial. It rivals the 250-room Biltmore Estate as the most visited private home in the United States. Name the 17,000-square-foot home located at 3734 Elvis Presley Boulevard in Memphis, Tennessee. Anderson.
Graceland.
Graceland is correct. Fork Union, though it only has one vowel in its name, what transition metal's periodic table symbol is 2 vowels? Dino.
Gold.
Repeat for me, please.
Gold.
Gold is correct. It's AU. First Colonial, in this 2002 Disney movie, he is Experiment 626. After crash landing on Earth, he pretends to be a dog to avoid capture. Name this animated alien befriended in Hawaii by Lilo. Kelsey.
Stitch.
Stitch is correct. Fork Union, this measurement is determined by the numbers of protons and neurons in an atom's nucleus, or the sum of its protons and neutrons. Name this measurement. Inshiraba.
Atomic mass.
Atomic mass is correct. All right. Our team from First Colonial, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brady Bunch.
Kitty Hawk, Nimitz, and Gerald R. Ford are classes of which type of naval ship?
Anderson.
Aircraft carrier.
That is correct. Fork Union, from its source in New York's Lake Tier of the Clouds, it flows under the Tappan Zee and George Washington bridges. Name this river that separates New Jersey from Manhattan. Dino.
The Hudson.
Hudson River is correct. First Colonial, what Ray Bradbury collection of linked stories includes The Earthmen along with And the Moon Be Still as Bright? That would be The Martian Chronicles. Fork Union, on May 4th, 1970, 28 Ohio National Guardsmen opened fire on collegiate Vietnam War vet protesters. 4 students were killed. At what university did this event take place? Dino.
Kent State.
Kent State is correct. And that buzzer is the first round ender. Good job, our team so far. Up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on more questions in the category round. So stay with us for more Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from First Colonial High School with 50 points. Our Fork Union Academy team with 50 points. We'll get back to our match just ahead, but first let's introduce today's players. Let's meet our team first from First Colonial High School. Their coach is Carl Naki, and they are the Patriots. First up is Kelsey Conklin. Kelsey's a senior who plans to major in English in college. She's captain of the travel softball team and enjoys reading. Next up is the team captain, Anderson Smith, who's a senior. She enjoys reading, wants to become a veterinarian, currently the captain of this school's cross-country track and debate teams. Busy lady. Justice Menzel is a senior, plays the French horn in the school's wind ensemble, and plans to study English in college. And wrapping up our team from First Colonial is Grace Coleman, who's captain of the school speech and debate teams, is a musician, a violinist in the chamber orchestra, and hopes to study environmental science and economics when she gets to college. That's our team from First Colonial. Good to have them here with us. Now let's meet our team from Fork Union Military Academy. They are the Blue Devils. Their coach is Dr. Alex Welch. First up is Usman Dieng, who is a junior, is from Germantown, Maryland, plans to study economics, finance, and business in college. In the meantime, enjoys traveling. Our team captain from Fork Union Military Academy is Jackson Pretis, who is a junior from Charlottesville. He likes to read, write, hang out with friends, and watch movies, would like to study international relations, is currently on the cross-country track and field teams. Next up is Dino Ciervo, who's a junior from Alexandria, Virginia. Dino hopes to study journalism at the University of Miami and currently enjoys taking in basketball and football. And wrapping up our team is Inshiraba Asumadu Ado, who is a senior. His hobbies include anime, cooking, and robotics, enjoys track and field, throws shot put and discus, and plans to study electrical engineering. That's our team from Fork Union Military Academy. Good to have both teams with us. And now they're going to take on the category round, where each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If the team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they will receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, take a look. Here are today's categories from which you may choose. Begins with CHA, C-H-A, famous explorers, and popular pastimes. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. Usually the high score team gets first choice of category. We have a tie. In that case, per the rules, the team that got the last correct answer goes first. In this case, that is Fork Union Military Academy. So Jackson, if you could turn on your microphone for me, quickly talk it over with your teammates and let me know what category you all would like to play.
All right, gentlemen, what are we doing?
Explorers, right? You got explorers down?
Explorers, we
might.
could get tricked up. We could get
tricked up at pastimes.
Pastimes is more likely not to get tricked up.
I'm thinking pastimes.
Pastimes?
Pastimes?
Yeah, pastimes.
Pastimes. Let's try pastimes.
All right, popular pastimes. Answer the following from the clues given. First is name of the most popular sports video games of all time.
Madden?
Need you to be more specific.
Madden NFL?
The judge is saying we will accept Madden. It's Madden football. In sports, another name for an angler.
Fisherman?
Correct. Nickname for field where football games are played.
Gridiron.
Correct. Thanks to its gem-like shape, a baseball field is sometimes called this.
Pardon?
Diamond.
Diamond.
Diamond is correct. This baseball player is stationed between second and third base.
Shortstop.
Shortstop is
Shortstop.
correct. Table tennis is sometimes referred to by this onomatopoeic name.
Ping pong.
Correct. What gets batted back and forth in badminton? And that would be a
Birdie.
shuttlecock. We ran out of time, unfortunately, for our popular pastimes. All right, first Colonial, will it be Begins with Cha or Famous Explorers? Anderson, if you could please open your mic for me, quickly talk it over with your teammates. Let me know what category you'd like to play.
Are y'all feeling Begins with Cha? All right, we'll take Begins with Cha, please, Cheryl.
All right, I will give you the description. You name the word that begins with the letters C-H-A. The first is a Swiss house or cottage with overhanging eaves.
Chalet. Chalet.
Correct. On a map of Africa, this country is dangling off the right side of Niger.
Chad. Chad.
Correct. A type of drying cloth.
Oh. Pass.
That would be a chamois. Eames and Adirondack are types of these.
Chairs.
Correct. White soft limestone stick used to write on a blackboard.
Chalk.
Correct. A division of a book or local branch of a club.
Chapter.
Correct. Game of guessing a word from acted out clues.
Charades.
Correct. Two-wheeled vehicle drawn by horses used in ancient Greece.
Chariot.
Correct. What you'll usually find behind the wheel of a limousine.
Chauffeur.
Correct. And finally, a man who shows prejudice against women.
Chauvinist.
And that is correct. Good job on that category by our team from First Colonial High School. Coming up next, we'll have another toss-up round when Battle of the Brains continues, so stay right here.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from First Colonial High School with 95 points, Fork Union Academy with 80 points. And now back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. Again, questions are being directed to teams. We're alternating between them. Anyone on the team may answer by waiting for me to call on the first person to raise their hand, and there is no point deduction for an incorrect answer. This round goes in alternate to First Colonial, getting the next question. They are the largest perching bird in North America, and legend has it that if they leave the Tower of London, the British Empire will fall. Name this animal, also the mascot of an East Coast NFL team. Anderson.
An eagle.
It would be the raven. Fork Union, General Lopez de Santa Anna headed up the Mexican forces at the Battle of the Alamo. Who was the commander of the Texans at the Alamo? Jackson.
Colonel William Travis.
That is correct. First Colonial. In 2004, a movement began in the Netherlands to have this Holocaust victim made a Dutch citizen. Name this girl who became world famous posthumously because of her diary. Anderson.
Anne Frank.
That is correct. Fork Union, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. The time on an analog clock currently shows 2:15. How many times will the minute hand pass the hour hand in the next 4 hours? Inshiraba.
8.
It's actually 3 times at 3:17, 4:22, and 5:28. First Colonial, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. 3 consecutive odd integers have a sum of 63. What are those 3 numbers? And the answer we were looking for is 19, 21, and 23. All right, Fork Union, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here's your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Which famous Confederate general was mortally wounded during the Battle of Chancellorsville?
And Jackson, I think your hand went up first.
Stonewall Jackson.
That is correct. First Colonial, in 1919, as governor of Massachusetts, he ordered this National Guard to end the Boston police strike. Name this politician who was elected U.S. vice president in 1920 and took the top office upon the death of Warren Harding in 1923. Anderson.
Calvin Coolidge.
That is correct. Fork Union, the Star-Spangled Banner was written by lawyer and amateur poet Francis Scott Key. However, what was the actual title of the poem? Jackson.
Oh, say, can you see?
That is incorrect. It was The Defense of Fort McHenry. First Colonial, both the words and the music of the popular Protestant hymn, A Mighty Fortress is Our God, which was first published in 1528, were provided by what notable religious revolutionary? Anderson.
Martin Luther.
That is correct. Fork Union, in the book Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, Charlotte is a spider who saves a pig from being slaughtered by a farmer. What was the name of the pig? Jackson.
Wilbur.
Yes, it was Wilbur. All right, First Colonial, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. You're trying to find your hotel room. You know that your room number equals the product of the first 4 single-digit prime numbers. What is your room number? Anderson.
135.
It's actually 210. 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. Fork Union, this word means gibberish or nonsensical speech. What is this word coined by Lewis Carroll and is the title of a poem in his novel Through the Looking Glass? Dino.
Gibberish?
The word is jabberwocky. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead and we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores as we head into this final round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from First Colonial High School with 125 points, Fork Union Military Academy with 110 points. Now for this final toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is doubled. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer. And again, in this virtual version of Battle of the Brains, we're directing questions team to team, alternating between them. All right, let's get to our final toss-up round. The first question goes to First Colonial. Seating just over 33,000 people, it is the smallest venue of its kind. It opened in Boston in 1912, making it the oldest stadium still in use for Major League Baseball. Name this park home to the Green Monster. Justice.
Fenway Park.
That is correct. Fork Union, its members do not observe Christmas or vote. They founded the Watchtower Society. Name this religious group whose members number nearly 9 million worldwide and meet in kingdom halls. Dino.
The Masons?
That would
Freemasons, I mean.
Repeat for me, please.
The Freemasons?
That would be the Jehovah's Witnesses. First Colonial, the Potala Palace is found in its capital, Lhasa. Name this region that is led in exile by the Dalai Lama. Anderson.
Tibet.
Tibet is correct. Fork Union, what is the term for redistricting voting boundaries for political gain? Usman.
Gerrymandering.
That is correct, gerrymandering. First Colonial, after having his Aldersgate Street experience, he devotes his life to preaching salvation through faith. John Wesley and his brother Charles founded what religious denomination? Elsie.
Mormonism.
They founded Methodist religion. All right, pen and paper may be ready. Fork Union. In units, what is the distance between the ordered pairs -3, 7 and 9, -2? And that would be 15 units. First Colonial, in the classic Jimmy Buffett song, Margaritaville, the song's protagonist is trying to find his lost shaker of what? Anderson.
Salt.
Salt is correct. Fork Union, this country has an 1,100-mile-long, nearly straight border with Mauritania and Mali to its southwest. Morocco and Libya border what second largest African nation? Jackson.
Algeria.
That is correct. First Colonial, name the type of literary work from the Latin for shepherd that refers to a lineage of creative works that idealize rural life and landscapes. Grace.
Pastoralism.
Pastoral is correct, yes. Located in South America, Fork Union, what is the world's longest mountain range on dry land? Usman.
The Andes.
The Andes is correct. First Colonial, in this 1850 novel, Hester Prynne's husband takes the name Roger Chillingworth in order to discover the identity of the lover who fathered her baby daughter Pearl. Name this Nathaniel Hawthorne classic. Kelsey.
The Scarlet Letter.
That is correct. Fork Union, native to Indonesia, these reptiles can grow up to 10 feet long and its bite can cause blood poisoning. Name this largest known of lizards. Inshiraba.
Asian water monitor.
That is incorrect. It is the Komodo dragon. First Colonial, often mined from its sulfide ore galena, this element can build up in the body and is linked to developmental issues. Name this element with symbol PB. Anderson.
Lead.
That is correct. Fork Union, what 7-letter word is used to refer to rocks such as granite and solid volcanic lava forming by the cooling and solidifying of molten materials brought from the interior of the earth to its surface? Inshiraba.
Igneous.
That is correct. And that buzzer means the end of our game. While our judges double-check the final score, we do want to remind you how to stay connected with Battle of the Brains. To find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find our show on Facebook and full episodes of our show on our YouTube page. And as we continue round 3 of this season of Battle of the Brains, join us next week when we virtually welcome teams from St. Christopher's in Richmond and Granby High School of Norfolk. Now, today's winning team will continue on to the Final Four. Here is the final score. Ending the match with a final score of 190 points, our team from Fork Union Academy. Good job today by Usman, Jackson, Dino, and Inshiraba. Our winners today, the team from First Colonial High School in Virginia Beach with a final score of 245 points. Great job today by Kelsey, Anderson, Grace, and Justice. And we will see you in the Final Four. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks so much for watching and playing along. We'll see you back here next week for more Battle of the Brains. Great job, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.